my Venetian blinds, out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong. Hey, look at me, man, what I become.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So we are currently at Porto Vest train station, heading into Venice today.
Very early start. We woke up at 5. It's now 6, and the train's in 15 minutes.
6:15 it is, yeah. I think it's about a 20-minute train ride into Venice itself.
So it's the best way, we think, when you're in a camper van. So we've parked a little bit further on the outskirts, haven't we?
Yeah.
And we've just left it in a really safe sort of like little campsite air kind of thing.
Yeah, there's lots of security. There's big shutter gates, there's cameras. There's lots of, like Lauren says, lots of other vans there doing the same thing. So when I booked their campsite, actually advertises as park up while you go and explore Venice. They give you all information about train timetables, bus timetables, things to do in Venice as well. And it's called Aladin Camp. So go check it out. It's a good campsite. It's a bit pricey. I think it's
26 euros, but
for the night. But
it's one of them. But you feel safe there, and we're fine leaving the van there as well.
Yeah, it's our overnight stay and parking all day today, so it's a fair price, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to go into Venice now, grab some brekkie, have a little wander around and get some cool pics.
Yeah. Welcome to the Grand Canal in Venice.
So even though it's only 8 o'clock in the morning, it's so busy.
It's absolutely chaos, hectic boats, people, it's manic. So we're not city people, but you've got to take it with a pinch of salt, I guess, and expect it in a busy city. So it is what it is.
Yeah. So we've come to Ponte di Rialto. This is one of the famous architectural bridges in the city. And yeah, very cool.
Walking here from the train station, it was like going through a maze, all the little back alleys and the streets. Got a bit confusing.
Especially with Bowie as well. He was just stopping at every chance he could just to sniff the ground.
He's got so many sniffs here that he's interested in.
He's going to be so tired at the end of the day.
But even Google Maps was just failing and sending us the wrong way. It was a pain in the arse, but we got it in the end. So I think we're going to find a place to go and get some breakfast now and explore the rest of the city and maybe get a €25 coffee from St. Marks Square.
Oh yeah, I have to go see St. Marks Square, that's right. Yeah, I'll try and find our way there.
Yeah, show you around. So I tried to be Italian and order an espresso at the bar, but they got a bit of confusion with the language barrier. So everyone got an espresso and a takeaway.
At the bar. So Rich has never actually had an espresso, he says. Strong.
I think we like with sugar, don't we? My Italian.
Do as the Italians do.
So you just shot it, sip it.
I think you sip it. Saying like I know, I don't drink coffee, so I haven't got a clue.
Coffee.
It's not tequila.
the coffee. Good boy, Bowie.
So we're a little tacky souvenir shop and you can buy these calendars, look. So you got Venice, very pretty, and then the 2024 Priest edition.
Actually finding Venice really difficult at the minute, so it feels like we're in a maze and just go around in circles trying to find where we're getting to.
Google Maps just isn't helping, it just says we're in the middle of the canal, so...
Yeah, it's really not good. Google Maps in Venice. We're trying to get to St. Marks Square. I think we're nearly there, we nearly made it. Ooh, look at the gondolas. Gondola hotspot. So we've made it, we found it, St. Marks Square. So as I was saying, the thing with Venice is just have patience. Unless you know the area, don't plan things to a time, is my advice. Just go a bit free will, just mooch around and eventually you'll find the areas you want to go to.
Yeah, just wander. And it's so nice when you're around the little streets as well. They're all dead different, they're all really busy.
Here we are at St. Marks Square.
So we've got ourselves some pastry, so we're going to sit like little povos because we can't afford the coffee and the tea here.
25 euros for a coffee apparently. We're going to look at the menu, see if that's true, and we'll let you know. So we've just done a little scoping out of the restaurant, see how much things were. So I look at the menu, an espresso is 6.50. So I don't know where I've got 25 euros from in my head, but...
Well, my dad.
Ian Morton, thank you. You're wrong. And, well, a latte is 10.50. So that's
Still expensive.
That's very expensive for a latte. But then I looked at the cocktails and you get an Aperol Spritz for 14. So you pay 3.50 more, you get a cocktail.
Know
so,
which one I'd rather get,
yeah.
considering I hate coffee.
Unless the coffee's like that good that then it tastes amazing that you can charge that much for it. But
so Rich was saying that the coffee he had was really good, so he was like, just try it. I tried it, it was rank.
It was really nice coffee.
It just tastes like milky burnt stuff.
No.
I'll never like coffee.
One day I'll get to like coffee.
Absolutely not. I like espresso martinis, strangely enough, but it's because they're really sweet.
The place that I was in actually, I saw the Indonesian coffee that you can get that I believe is a coffee that weasels poo out, so they eat the beans and then weasels poo it out.
So and we've actually been in Vietnam, we've seen it happen.
Indonesia? Bali?
No, I thought it was Vietnam.
It's Bali. So, and that was 100 euros for a coffee. No thank you.
No, thank you.
Can't afford that.
So our plan's ruined. It turns out it's actually illegal to just sit anywhere and eat in Venice. So we've got our pastries still. We're just gonna have to wander around and try and find somewhere to eat them because...
I don't know if it's illegal.
Well, it's frowned upon anyway, and there's lots of security around here, so I'd rather just not.
We've noticed walking around the square that there's lots of like policemen or guards or something. So I imagine if you sit down and start tucking into a pastry, they'll come along and shoo you on. So
it's that cheap way of doing things. Maybe we'll have to go sit on an £80 gondola, €80 gondola, and eat on there.
Pay for the privilege of eating.
You're probably not even allowed to eat on a gondola.
No, probably not.
But yeah, anyway, so we're going to have to go find somewhere else to go and eat.
I think we're going to be in an alleyway somewhere, some doorstep, eating pastries.
So the line is literally from the front where we've just been. It's a good, I reckon they're going to be waiting for like 2 hours.
Oh, easily.
If there's anywhere to get over your fear of public vlogging, it's Venice because it's so busy.
Especially where we are at St. Marks Square. So we found out what the big long line's for.
It's to go into St. Marks Basilica.
So that's the building behind us with all the domes in and things like that. So apparently it's really nice inside. It's all gold domes and mosaics, but
we've googled it and it does look stunning. But
for the length of the line, it's not really our thing, and we didn't really want to stand in that long a line.
They'll be waiting for a good 2-3 hours.
I'd imagine so.
It's going around the corner now.
So St. Marks Basilica, it was built C 836. So we're not sure if that's meant to be BC or what.
Well, I'm guessing it's after because it's all religious, so there's like Jesus statues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I imagine it's after Christ.
And so St. Marks Basilica was actually the former political and religious church of Republic of Venice. It's cool.
There we go. It's very busy. There's plenty of zombies, aka just tourists, like us, but they're all in a big tour group, so people just aren't really paying attention, are they? And it's getting a bit stressful. So I'm literally standing on Bowie's feet.
And we still haven't had pastries yet, so we've got to go and find a spot to eat our pastries now.
We're hungry.
Yeah, let's go.
Finally, sat down to eat.
So one of Richard's bad traits is he just guzzles all the food. Like, you'll just eat really quickly, won't you?
If I'm hungry.
So he was like, oh, I was meant to film us eating. And I was like, well, luckily, I dawdle while I eat and still got some work.
Someone else is hungry as well.
Bowie's waiting for it.
What's up, baby? So we decided to go for it and enjoy Venice on a gondola.
So it's €80 for 30 minutes, which is pretty steep, but
When
it's
in
one of
Venice.
them. Yeah, and like I don't know if we're going to be here again, so.
I think you've got to do it. It's a big tourist trap, but I think it's one of the things you've got to do.
And it's very cool. Bowie's nice and relaxed. He's now found a little spot and he's lying down.
So it's half an hour for €80, or you could do 40 minutes for €100. So either or, but I think 100's pushing it a little bit.
I mean, 80's pushing it, but.
Yeah. But no, it takes you around the Grand Canal, turn right shortly into the little canals of Venice. So it looks like we're in a big line of gondolas.
On the right, the Palace is Central Government in Venice.
Okay.
Palace of Venice. Venice. So yeah, I think there must be a route that everyone takes, so we all seem to be going down the same laneways.
Bit
So
of a traffic jam.
yeah, it's like a slow log flume.
Hey,
So who's enjoying the gondola? Coming. So we just finished on our gondola around the canals. It was really good actually, wasn't it?
It was really good. €80 later, we're now poor
Yeah, I mean
for
it is
30 minutes.
very overpriced for what it is, but I think when you're in Venice, it's one of the things you've got to do really.
So the man on the back was called
Like Lorenzo.
Lorenzo. So he was sort of like pinpointing out all the locations that were interesting to see. So he's pointing out like the Opera House, famous hotels that. Who did you say Hemingway had stayed in?
Hemingway, yeah. It was like a little tour guide, which is good. But then it's one of those things, it's €80 for that, or €80 for a good tank of fuel to drive around more. But
We chose the gondola.
yeah, I think you got to bite the bullet sometimes. It was good though, I don't regret it. It was a good little experience to say I've done it, and
Yeah.
probably never do it again because I don't know when I'll be back in Venice. So. But while we're here, why not?
We've just been down Designer Alley. There was Jimmy Choo,
Louis Vuitton, Tiffany's, Dior.
all sorts.
So we found Designer Alley just outside where all the gondolas are basically, so it's a bit of a hot spot. So I don't
I
know
wanted to go into the shops and have an explore, but Rich is definitely not into it.
I mean it's 10:30 now and I'm already looking for lunch. We've been up since 5 o'clock, so I'm starting to get a bit peckish.
Yeah, early slice of pizza.
Yeah. So because there's no transport in Venice like cars or vans or anything like that, it's only boats and carts, so everything that gets brought in and out of Venice is via cargo ships. There's these little boats here with all the merchandise on.
And there's guys just like loading on and off produce basically, so whether it's alcohol or
Fruit and
food,
veg or something.
or brought over that way.
Yeah, so it's good that there's no transport in there because you're not having to avoid cars or motorbikes or getting beeped at by vans shouting. It's all well organised, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems to be a good system. It works anyway for here.
Definitely. So when we got here this morning, it was very quiet. There was nothing really happening, but now we're at 11:15. All the gondolas are up and down the canals, all the boats, all the tour boats, everything is woken up now.
All the cafes have set out
Yeah.
for breakfast and lunch as well, so yeah, I think we're actually going to go find somewhere to sit down and have a bite now, aren't we?
I think so. It's getting to that time. So Bowie's not really that used to city life or city experiences, but every time we bring him to one, he's such a good boy.
He's been so good.
He's really curious, he's sniffing, he's greeting people, the odd bark now and again, which I don't mind because potentially in an area of pickpockets, things like that, so might scare people off, which is
Yeah,
good.
exactly.
So you wouldn't wait in line for St Marks Basilica, but you would wait 10 minutes in line for an ice cream at Souvenir Shop.
Oh, it's so worth it though, it's so good.
And we've got Bowie little one as well, haven't we, mate? Do you ice cream, mate? It's going to go absolutely everywhere. Nice, mate.
So the city of Venice rests on 118 islands and it's separated by 150 canals, which all have around 400 footbridges going across connecting them all. So yeah, there's a lot of water in Venice.
There are around 400 gondolas that float on the city's canals today.
There you go. So Venice was once actually an independent empire. It ruled from 700 AD till 1800 AD, so just over 1,000 years, and it controlled most of the way to Crete, including places like Zadar in Croatia and Montenegro as well. So it used to be massive.
So as I said earlier, there are no cars in Venice. All the transport done is via the canals on the boats. And also another little fun fact for you is that the great explorer Marco Polo was actually Venetian.
So we've just gotten back from an amazing day in Venice.
Yeah, we just got back off the train and marched back to the camp. We're both absolutely shattered.
Cream crackered, as is Bowie. Bless him, he's so tired.
He's looked down in the shade. He's so tired.
So we've done over 17,000 steps and over 10 kilometres of walking in literally such a tiny space of a city.
It's a very odd feeling. Like I said earlier, it's like a maze, but for some reason you go down some of the alleyways and you just do a few turns and the next thing you're the other side of the city. It's really weird.
It's crazy, isn't it? Like, they're all so small as well, really tiny, thin and like short little alleyways, and you just sort of go duh, 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 duh. And then yeah, like you say, you're across the other side.
Yeah. I've loved it though. I think you have as well, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been brilliant.
It's been a real cool experience to see Venice itself. Yeah. Hear stories about the canals and the barges and the gondolas, all that kind of stuff, and it's just a really nice city.
Yeah. So yeah, we're back at the van now. I think because we were up at 5, potentially might have a nap.
No, keep going through. I am anyway.
Rest our feet. I've said, oh, I'd kill for a pool. I'd love one right now, just to
nice.
sit on the edge and like dip my feet in. It'd be a dream, but there isn't one. There's a shower though, so
that's the next best option. Nice cool shower.
So yeah, I think we're just gonna chill. Maybe crack open another bottle of wine that we've got.
Yeah, I think the plan was to leave here because we've only got until 7 o'clock before we have to check out. A 24-hour thing. So the plan was to just see out the time, have a shower, chill a bit, and then head on to the next spot. We're both that tired that we feel like
just cannot even think about driving.
I think we're just going to stay another night and then get refreshed and regroup and come up with a plan for the next journey and where we're staying.
Yeah, we're a bit in two minds, aren't we? We don't know whether to head north to go to the Dolomites and then up to Austria and Germany, or if we actually go south and do a bit more of Italy and sort of like do a little loop and then go back through France that way.
But we're just trying to avoid the weather, so there's a big rain spell coming in. Like, to be fair, everywhere, but it's heavier in the north and even the south getting some rain, but it's potentially not as much, so that might lean us towards the south more.
So yeah, potentially. It's one of them. I don't really want to say goodbye to Italy just yet. I'm enjoying it.
Italy's a good country.
We'll have a good plan out this evening, I think, and then, yeah.
Yeah. See you in a bit. Go to Venice.
Yeah. So there's 2 big reasons why I've had to keep my hat on all day. Number 1, because of the sun. Number 2, Freddie flattered.
I think she looks like Kurt Cobain now.
Another one.
Nirvana days.
So who have I got now?
So when it's sort of, you got your frizzy fringe, it's Rod Stewart.
Yeah.
In the 80s.
Oh, God, it's awful. Major fringe regrets.
And now you've got a bit of a sweaty flat hat head. Definitely Kurt Cobain. Let's see it again. Show the guy.
Look at it.
Nice. And if you want to tie your dog out, take him to Venice. He is absolutely whacked, bless him. I think he's had a good day. Really enjoyed himself. He was exploring and sniffing and saying hello to people, and he had an ice cream, which is really good. Yeah, I think he's had a really good day.